Welcome to TheDoorTalks. I'm leaving that in. Today we're going to be talking about the 2003 movie Oldboy.
Oh, Jesus, that guy's drunk.
I've watched it probably about fucking 7 times. I rewatched it last night.
I've watched it once last night.
Now, don't tell me your opinions yet.
Okay, I won't.
Oldboy's basically a story of Odesu, a guy who's a bit of a drunk, a bit of a mess.
You laugh too much?
He doesn't laugh too much, he talks too much.
Okay,
who basically one night gets taken away by a mysterious person and locked away. After 50 years, he's just released randomly, it seems randomly, and the rest of the film is him trying to find out why he was put away.
Why? It was really... No, obviously...
Well, I suppose
it was incredibly brutal.
What did you... before watching it, what did you expect?
I was expecting John Wick in Korean.
Okay.
John Wick in Korean, basically going back, doing vengeance, and basically trying to find out why it happened. Obviously, it started off being pretty much like, I'm going to get vengeance for this, I'm going to find out what happened. Didn't really have a lot to go off, and I quite enjoyed the whole mystery of just like...
Well, you're finding out with him as
because you were finding out with him. It was very, very... like I liked that whole part, like the whole vengeance part. I liked the bit in the... when he was in the hotel room, the start was great. Really kept me going. I didn't realise at the start of it that the guy in the police...
it was the same guy. He looked so different.
He looked so different. So, yeah. I mean, is it the same actor?
Yeah, he basically lost. He put weight on and lost loads of weight and got really beat.
He just
basically beat the walls up.
So nuts. I mean, it was really good. It was interesting. It was a bit of like a whole like prison training thing. There was a bit.
Yeah.
It was really good. The one thing I would say is. No, there was nothing wrong with the whole middle part. I really enjoyed up until the final third, obviously. But it was great. Yeah, it was really, really good.
So for the sort of first section of the movie,
he's in prison.
He's in prison for 15 years.
Yeah.
The thing that sort of after rewatching last night that would have really driven me mad. Obviously, being in prison for 15 years is probably pretty awful, especially not knowing why.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Not knowing
why. He kind of starts a diary, starts writing down anyone he's ever wronged that he thinks why.
And you really noticed that after he was sort of reeling off the lists of all the people who could have done it. So he had like a name, he had like a list of names that obviously he practiced. And he
slept with, because I didn't notice it later on, but he slept with 260 women, and he was like, because his name was like, well, how many of them had husbands, and things like that. And he basically just trying to work out, because you would go insane.
Oh, that's the thing, you'd go insane.
And he obviously tries to kill himself multiple times.
Yeah.
And then they just keep sewing him back up, because they won't let him die.
Yeah.
Whoever's catching him won't even let him kill himself. Like, they're in complete control. They cut his hair. With his crazy weird hairstyle.
Yeah, it's really
but basically then after a couple of years he starts to...
See, I thought, can I say one thing that I thought when I was watching it was I sort of thought that was the test, and that was the reason why he was let out wasn't because it was 15 years since or anything like that. It was just because he'd actually managed to escape himself, and he got to a point where he'd used the tools in the room to sort of like better himself, to learn, chopstick. And he'd used the chopstick and he'd sort of like measured it, and he's broken out himself, and that's basically so like a social experiment,
like an extreme escape room.
Yeah, exactly like that. It's really extreme escape room. I thought maybe that was the reason why he was let out, and it was sort of like right, but obviously they couldn't have him falling from the building or anything, and like creating a huge hole and having some people escape, because obviously that's going to cause police attention.
People will notice what's going on.
So then I thought maybe it was just like right, you've done it, well done, congratulations. Well done. You're on a roof. But obviously it wasn't. And then, anyway, after he escapes, he goes through quite a few, like, sort of going around trying to find things. Some guy hands him a wallet and a phone.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I had... There was a lot of points when I was like, is he stupid? Like, and he's sort of, like, shocked that someone's tracking him and someone's bugging him, because he's using the phone that some random person just gave him. He's got loads and loads of money. Obviously, that can't...
Everything he's got has been given by someone else.
Yeah. But it's like, I'll just continue using his phone. Like, surely someone with some, like, his fucking technology dude is like, guy who owns the internet cafe. Surely he could just go, why are you using that phone?
Yeah.
What? So who gave you that phone? It's not a burner phone. That's definitely bugged.
Because if it's 15 years later, and it's probably what?
Yeah, he doesn't have a clue.
2000, but he's watched TV, so he must have watched spy stuff.
Yeah, that's it. was obviously because he's been sort of punching things and learned how to kill people from punching a fucking one person who's just like that on the
yeah.
So
after 15 years.
After 15 years, just
not
even 15 years.
It's not. It's like
just
after 11 years of imaginary training. That's what he says.
Right. Okay. So he started training.
The first 2 or 3 years, he's just given up on freaking out. He doesn't know what to do.
But as soon as I saw the girl in the sushi house, I thought, hey. And then when they did the whole, I sort of recognise you sort of thing, I was like, that's his daughter. And then they did the whole trying to find it. It's like, turns out the daughter lives in.
Wait, hold on. We're just skipping over a major.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The bit where he eats the
octopus. Yeah. But that was really funny.
That's one of the big.
I didn't understand why he wanted to do that. Did the guy at the end sort of force him to say, I need to eat something alive, which made her fall in love with him?
I think so. That was there was the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trigger word.
The trigger word, but then the whole bit afterwards when he was eating the fucking thing.
Yeah, so just...
Also, did he pass out from UV, or from lack of UV, or did he pass out because that fucking thing was attaching onto his face?
So...
Right? I can imagine it just attaching onto his whole fucking neck.
He had 3 of them. When they filmed it. Yeah.
Wow.
And he was like, I don't know if he's a Buddhist or something, but he was like, had to do praying and stuff, because obviously you kill it. It's a lie. It's a real... Because first you think, I know when they cook a lot of things like that, they'll kill it, but then they put sauce on it, which makes the legs move around. But that's very much alive because it's gripping. Yeah, even when he's you can see it
nose.
Yeah.
And
so
the thing is, he's eating the head off it, so obviously it's sort of just doing its standard freaking out thing.
But it was alive when he was biting into it. Yeah.
But then when it's attacking his nose and stuff, I'm just like, he's clearly like that thing could literally just lodge itself in your thing, be sucking onto anything that's there. And
no one climb inside you.
No, it's not going to climb inside you, but it's not going to go down fucking easy because it's just going to be attached onto things.
How do you not throw? I would have thrown
it instantly. Yeah. I thought it was the daughter, and then I stopped thinking it was the daughter. Because.
But why would you think it was? Because it was such a. It's like what the first woman you meet.
No, because apart from the girl with
that's
the only person that he's actually sort of mentioned, and because they did the whole "I know you" thing.
Yeah, but he knows from TV. She was on a TV show.
Oh, okay. Well,
they're talking about sushi. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, they did talk about sushi.
So if you look familiar, and you go, there was a TV show. And then he starts talking
so obviously the guys paid the thing. Yeah, the women's had a suit. Yeah, and after the whole thing, and she brought him home and stuff like that. I thought that was very, very trusting. But then I sort of just thought, obviously she's a bit messed up. She's a bit weird.
After 15 years, when he does it again after 11 years of training, he tries to obviously have sex with her, basically rape her. Which is in the toilet.
Which is in the toilet.
And I really feel like that when she twats him at the end of the knife.
Yeah.
And it's just like, don't, because you hear it.
That really hurt.
Open it. Yeah. I know he's trying to rape, obviously he's a terrible guy.
Yeah.
But then you realise I've done an
unforgivable sin.
I think it's quite a funny movie in a lot of places. Yeah. I like the whole thing where as the film starts,
those cuts in the prison are great when you're sort of like he's getting up, he's down, he's down. And if you spent any night a night with someone who's fucking a stupid drunk, it's exactly the same as that.
When it's just like at one point it's like 3 big guys all sat next
to each other,
and he's got like his shirt stuck under one of it just like this. But no,
but then when he coughs, he coughs with his hands like he's being really quiet.
But the guy he's telling his story to at the start, he's trying to kill himself,
like
and then he tells him the whole story and it cuts, and he goes, and that is why. And then the guy's like, oh wow, that's crazy. And he goes, now I'll tell you my story. And he just walks off straight away, and then the guy kills himself, he just jumps off the building.
And he just laughs and smiles.
Yeah. And the woman in the elevator who he nicks the sunglasses off. Yeah, kind of like. I'm assuming he's just cum his pants. That's it.
Essentially, he's just cum his pants. Yeah, that's.
He's not seen a woman for such a long time. But it's quite funny. Like you got to laugh at some.
Yeah, no, there were some really, really, really great parts. I liked the most of the comedy sort of comes from the gangsters and who control loads of other things, and they were all quite funny. Let's go just quickly talk about that fight scene,
the
hallway fight scene, which is obviously. It's probably one of the only really good fight scenes in it. It's not what I was expecting was more John Wick and more fighting, but actually what I got was more Seven.
Yeah, because he was just an overweight businessman who got put in a situation. He's not like an amazing assassin.
That's it. But he was amazing in that. But I just think that that I was expecting more of those.
More of that,
instead of because it was more like it was more like Thingy. It was more like Seven.
Yeah.
I very closely compared it to Seven in my head, especially the ending.
Yeah. It's one guy versus probably 50. It's not loads of guys. It's like 15 to 20 guys max.
But it's amazing.
I think a big problem with action movies, whatever kind of movies, with any sort of fight scene where you've got one hero is it's a load of guys. Usually he killed 100 like fucking guts in Berserk. He killed 100 men.
Yeah, and one guy just comes at you at a time. Yeah.
One at a time, or you run into each other. Could get confused.
But with this, because it's a corridor, and there's a few side shots where it's probably about as wide as 3 men, maybe max, and it's they're just clambering over each other trying to get to him. It's a very believable fight scene.
Really, and he uses the people who he's just beating up to sort of push them back.
Knock them over.
He's sort of like using them, and obviously they're sort of like, oh, I can't punch my mate, sort of thing.
Yeah.
The hammer's amazing.
Just when he's smashing their feet.
Smash the feet, but each extra in there who was not extras, that's a bit of a bad word to come because they are actually really well choreographed.
Oh god, yeah.
Each person has their job, and each person must have like a feature on them where he's like, right, what do I do with them?
Yeah.
Oh, I do that punch, and then he moves like that. But the guy who played Desuo, must have just been like, well, okay, right, that's that guy. Okay, I punch him like that, and then the other guy's expecting it. But one thing that was great with the other actors was that if like there was that big bald guy
who got most of the
hits, but there was a really big one where he kicked. And then he grabbed his leg and he smashed him on his thigh. And the whole fight...
They keep their injuries.
They keep their injuries. Yeah, it was amazing. So he was holding on to that thing. So I thought that was really, really clever. That whole fight scene was amazing. You could literally just put that fight scene and just go, hey, watch this film because that fight scene, like exactly like you did. Yeah. And the film was nothing like the rest of the fight scene, but really.
It's such... I don't know, it's just a very believable fight scene, and it's fucking... Especially when he gets stabbed in the back. Yeah. He's just like that on the ground, like, is he dead?
And he's like, yeah. And he springs up and it's just like,
And to me, it's... Where you go, oh, fucking that's cool, is where he sort of, because he's trying to get obviously from A to B, so it kind of looks like Streets of Rage a bit, like trying to get from there to there, and then he's fighting them, and he's basically very much won. Also, their sticks are so shit. They've got these weird sticks. They're basically breadsticks. And like, he like punches one. He's just like gets. And then he's basically gets to the end. He's out of it. He's free, pretty much. He's got an elevator there. But then he just keeps punching them. Like
No, that's like he's like coming back at them. Yeah. And I think that's what you got to do. Obviously, you didn't want him to run.
Yeah, but it's just the fact he's not even trying to escape. He's just like, no, I'm going to fucking punch. Every one of you is going to get done.
Yeah.
And then obviously he walks into the elevator and it's full of other guys. And that's a funny bit where the next shot is his elevator opens and everyone's stood up and they just collapse like... And he just walks through.
I love that. But then that place, it feels like they were incredibly like professional.
Yeah.
It was like everything was just done for money.
So that's Mr. Park is the guy who runs that.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot.
I thought he was a really funny character. Yeah. There was a lot of like, I don't know, it was basically everyone was believing that no one had emotions in the whole thing, and it was like, oh, he'll do that because I'm paying him to do it. And he'll do that because of that, and
it's only
like
worth
that.
A hand.
He's like,
is that worth it?
Yeah, I know. Like, would you ever be like that? But obviously, loads of money. I don't know, maybe. But everyone's doing. But like even the hypnotist at the end. She was just like, all right, well, I did that for like several years. I've hypnotized you for like 15 years, and I've been going in and ruining your life. But you've come to me with this help, and I'll help.
And it was really nicely worded letter. She's like, I really like the last sentence of the letter, which is what that guy said. I'm only a beast. I'm only a beast.
Yeah,
don't
and it's like
to live. Or
and so he's just like, okay, well, she just went, okay, I'll help you out then.
Yeah.
Although, even though like you've just been fucking with me, but everyone just sort of will do something, but it's all for money.
Yeah.
But no one's really got.
There's no like honour or anything.
There's no honour in it. It's just money. It's just like, hey, what are you going to do? Oh, I need to drug this woman, or I need to hypnotise this girl into falling in love with someone. The whole opening sequence, the James Bond sort of style, like when they do all everything was a ticking clock going backwards.
Yeah.
So really, I was thinking it was going to be a bit more like Mementos. Look into your past, find out what happened with that, and find out why you did, why someone would have done that. But really, up until that point, there was no going back. You hadn't seen anything back in the past. And that was the only point when you went to the high school where you actually started noticing, okay, so basically you've located when this happened not very easily, but quite easily. And you've it's
you know what I mean, but like the guys there was a lot of like time Evergreen or
but that was the only clue.
Jin
that was kind of clue.
But he's kind of it's this big mystery, but Lee Jin obviously wants him to
find out.
Yeah, so he's completely obsessed. Like for a multi-billion, I don't know what his actual job is.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
I thought it was quite funny. I was just, especially his bits later on when he's like in an internet cafe. Yeah. He's always just sort of like, he's like the main bad guy in in a Bond movie. There's a main bad guy, but he's just, I'll just follow James Bond around. Like, and he's got he's got his little like fishing out arm.
Yeah. But that was quite a lot like Seven, because Kevin Spacey's just in the thing the whole time, popping up. And I thought that was it was really, and I could tell the guy was really invested, but I'll talk about the motives in a minute, and I think the motives were all off. But before that, I wasn't. It was like a bit like it was like a murder mystery, and you were sort of like trying to work out why he did it, and then you got to that bit, and it's like, okay, because of that, and then because obviously.
So you want to talk about the actual reasoning?
Let's talk about the reasoning now. Okay. So the reasoning is Odesu saw a girl basically getting being a bit slutty, not a bit slutty,
with a guy.
With a guy.
But he doesn't know.
He doesn't know his brother.
Yeah.
Doesn't know anything. He basically just saw it. Didn't even know the girl's name. He just chatted with the girl about 5 minutes before or whatever.
She had a red bike. She had a red bike.
That's the only thing he knew. And
it's like he told his mate in like a sentence. Just,
I saw this person.
Do you know them? Like, what's their name?
Yeah, I really just don't understand. And the thing is, the whole thing, the story was fantastic. The concept behind the whole thing was fantastic up until the point when he realised, when Odessu went to the office. The office was, the big main building right at the end.
Oh, the penthouse.
The penthouse.
The house. The guy's house.
The penthouse. The penthouse to me was essentially just them trying to explain things in the most simple way, but really it didn't feel like those would be the actions of someone who would actually be feeling like that. So to me, the motives for what the guy's motives.
Lee Woo-jin.
Lee Woo-jin is the most deranged person in the world. If he even but the thing is, I quite liked him at the start because I felt like he's in control. He knows what he's doing. He's actually really, really good because he's a calculated guy.
Oh, he's controlled. His life. He's controlled her life. He's controlled.
Yeah, he's fucking gone nuts. But I feel like he really doesn't understand why his sisters died. Like, his sister died because he fucked her. He attempted to fuck her in a classroom.
No, I think he did. I think they had sex.
No, they had sex loads. Yeah. I think they were having sex before.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if they weren't, then all she's done is really take her pants off and have a nipple lipped. Nipple lip. And she thinks that she's been, and she thinks she's pregnant, which is obviously completely crazy. Yeah. But obviously, they've been having sex beforehand, and now they think it's all going to come out.
Yeah.
But really, that's where. I don't know. I feel like even the revenge and the final part where you realise that it actually the Mido is actually Odessu's daughter. I'm just like, how is that revenge? It's like you've just done something really horrible, but there's no learning of anything.
It was
I didn't know that was my daughter. You knew that was your thing. I really wanted Odessu, and I lost so much respect for him at the end. And I really wanted Odessu to just. Literally, why didn't you just stab him? Why didn't you just kill the guy?
Because
obviously,
okay, Park sat with her with the
why don't you just kill him straight away? Okay, you did try and kill him afterwards.
Because I'm assuming he was so calculating. I'm sure he's told Mr. Park that if anything happens to me,
then open the thingy. But do that, open the thingy, and then get the fucking hypnotist to make you forget. Not necessarily it was inside the box, because guess what? You got a dad now. Make him forget the fucking night you banged. Yeah, both of you.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so you prefer to live in the lie that the guy's created, but even though he's forced you to get to fall in love, that's not like a natural thing where they just actually met each other, they fell in love, and it's all fucking nice. That was forced by hypnotism. Throughout the whole thing, she fell in love with him. And felt a connection with him.
I think him going with her is he's a guy who's been trapped for 15 years, and I think you would. The first pretty girl who spent time with you, I think you would fall in love with them.
No, but I don't think he's
maybe not love, but
because I get the connection. Like, the guy said that he was hypnotised to fall in love with him. And to me, it's like, right, so what have I done here? So, like, as Detsuo, talking to Lee Ju-won or whatever, I'm saying to you, Odessu, I'm saying, so how do you feel like you've got revenge on me? You've done all this horrible stuff, but why do you think that I deserve to do this? And what have I learned from this? All I've learned is don't fucking tell someone if you spy something through a window.
Well, it's not even the fact he's trying to like gossip that much. It's like a literal. He's packing his truck with his mate.
Yeah, and he just goes, "Hey, I saw this girl getting
so and so." Like,
no, not so and so, but like, not so and so, just so. Like the whole thing wouldn't have come out. Like she could have gone, "Oh yeah, it was this guy from this guy." It was Odessu. He's left now. No one gives a shit.
What's insane is it's more the fact the guy found out that he tells his mate, and then he must have told someone, and he must have told someone else. Then the rumour starts, and then it's a pebble or a grain of sand. Whatever, even though you've done the tiniest thing, it's like this. I think there's a line at the end. I should remember it because I was only watching it yesterday. But it was about the. Would you be able? It's like me and my sister loved each other.
Yeah.
No matter what was happening, regardless of the situation. Yeah. I hope you can do that with Mido. I think he was trying to put him in a situation where
he put him in that situation.
Basically, it was kind of you're in a situation where you're sleeping with someone. But it's completely taboo, but you love each other. Yeah. That's how I felt. But I want you. That's the closest you can get.
But the thing is, it's not the closest thing, because the real thing is, he didn't know.
I know he didn't know.
And that's the thing, as soon as he knew...
But it was impossible.
But as soon as he knew, he went, I'm going fucking berserk here, because there's a woman that I love, that you've tricked me, and you've made me love.
Yeah.
I found out his daughter. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible trick, and it's like, oh my god, it's awful. Poor Desuo. He's just found out he's been fucking his daughter that he basically just left forever. He thought she was in Sweden or whatever. But really, like, the thing is, it's like, what has he actually learned from that? Absolutely jack shit. Because really, all he's learned is that people are horrible, and just sometimes people just.
It's not so much to learn, but it's also just it's an awful fucking thing.
But like, it's so awful that I'm just like, why? Like, that's all you did. And it may, and like, you know, if the whole thing was Desuo actually just bullied someone and actually was the catalyst that actually started the whole, like, you're a fucking, he sort of went around and went, he's fucking his daughter, he's fucking his sister, but obviously he wouldn't remember that. But
I think it's, the greatest sound in the bolt, I think it's just like, he was the first domino that was a tiny thing and it ended up.
Yeah, but no,
that's how he
wasn't
sees
the first
it,
domino.
you
That's the thing.
But that's what he sees. That's what he sees.
But the thing is, he was the first domino by taking...
Yeah, but he can't see fault.
That's the issue. Yeah. And so the thing is, the guy's smart, the guy's clever. Surely at any point in time, the hypnotist woman, the fucking judo dude with white hair that I couldn't work out was judo as a girl, Mr. Han.
I thought he was a girl.
He's
quite sort of, I'm going to say asexual now. Probably. That's not asexual, that's not the word to say.
No, just androgynous. Yeah.
Androgynous.
Yeah.
No, that's not even that either.
No, it's probably not that. That's an android. But he was quite androidy. Anyway, never mind.
About gender.
Yeah, but anyway, I couldn't work it out, sorry.
He was almost a bit like a robot. He was just like a thing.
Yeah, but he had very, very sculpted features. He could have been a woman if he had long hair. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. Anyway, whatever. But I couldn't. But like he should have just gone. So you're paying me to do this, but like everyone's being paid to do this, but everyone's just like, that's not really worth it for anyone. Like I think you need to understand that you're the one that did this. You and your sister. You made a mistake, but you're the person who did this.
I feel like that maybe apart from Mr. Han, everyone else who worked for him had no idea.
Yeah,
because especially when they're in the elevator at the end, it's Mr. Han thingy. And he's like, you fuck your sister. And you can tell. Because
the woman's just like, what?
Because as soon as they walk in, Mr. Han's a bit like that, and he's a bit like, and because the second then they walk into the place, he just tells the two guys kill him.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't, maybe Mr. Han didn't even know. It's like,
that's the thing.
Because if they just killed him now, if those two guys, obviously, I fucking love that toothbrush thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's an old school toothbrush. Like,
I get
two sharp bits of acrylic.
I get that, yeah.
But if they killed him there and then the whole thing's, he doesn't want him to die.
But why do you say kill him then?
Because I think, that was maybe Mr. Han didn't know. Maybe the fact he said that.
Like, oh shit, he's just said the thing.
He's just, maybe he has kept it a big secret.
Maybe. But
because everyone's separate. They don't really know the full... If you go, put this man in jail 15 years, why? He could say, because I want it, because I'm paying loads of money, or because he killed someone I know.
Yeah.
He doesn't have... Mr. Park doesn't have to know anything.
That's the thing.
And Mr. Han doesn't have to know anything. He's been paid shitload of money.
I agree, but I'm just sort of... It's just like... You know, at some point, why has he not assessed what's actually wrong here? No, because it's like going.
It's insane. That's it.
He's insane.
Yeah,
but then, I lose all respect for thingy Odesu, and I think you're supposed to when you start singing the school national anthem.
He's destroyed, but he's completely destroyed.
He's destroyed, but then surely you can just take that and I wanted to see him just go, you did this to punish me, sort of thing. But I just want him to just do the laugh. Do you know the laugh?
Yeah.
Do you know the laugh that, instead of him getting angry and making the other guy win, I want him to do the laugh and just go, I didn't even fucking know. You knew. You knew that was your sister.
No, it makes
I didn't know.
Sense.
What have I done? I've met a really young hot girl that I didn't think was my daughter because I thought my daughter was in fucking thingy, and I fucked her. What? So you're meant to make me feel like a bad guy? You know what I mean? Like we both did something. It's awful. You always see on Jeremy Kyle, it's like, oh yeah, two long lost brothers.
Oh no, yeah.
They come back and they're gay together, and they go, oh, we found out we're brothers, and it's like, oh, it's awful. But they're not really your brother unless you're living with them.
That's kind of genetics. That's the main punishment. But I think it's all a bit rolled to one. So also they've killed his wife.
Yeah, they killed his wife.
They've taken 15 years of his life. They've done. It's not. That's the. I'm gonna make you shag your daughter. That's what I'm aiming for. There's going to be a litany of fucking punishments.
But there's a litany of punishments.
At the same time,
it's all for no reason. I lost
Lee Woo-jin. Lee Woo-jin.
Yeah.
He basically cost himself 15 years. He cost himself more than 15 years.
Yeah, that's
he's obsessed. His whole life is.
He's been obsessed with that, and I get it. But it's sort of in the 15 years, it's just crazy that he's. Well, I lost all motives, and I stopped in 7 right at the end with the box in the head. Kevin Spacey's move was so calculated.
The box in the head.
Because he knew that he'd won.
The head in the box.
The head in the box. The box in the head. He knew that he'd won if Brad Pitt shot him in the face.
Yeah, that was his endgame.
That was him and his endgame and winning. But his endgame was just like, look, you fancy members of your family too, you fucking weirdo. And that was really it. That was the shame. It was like, no, I fancy members of my family. Even though it's just like, well, but you didn't know it was a member of your family.
Yeah.
It makes it so different.
The guys, well, from...
Like, I understand it's obviously horrible aside from that, but like, it's just weird.
I don't know. I think it's the guy, obviously, when he sees his sister kill himself,
no, but the thing is, did she actually kill herself? That's another thing, because I feel like they were fucking on the thing.
No, that's the angle on it. They're not banging on the thing.
No, but okay, well...
I think that's implying, because they're obviously, like, together.
And she's got
it's obviously very intimate at the same time.
Yeah, but he's holding it, right? And then, so she just decides that she wants to go. She's a bit fucked up in the head, obviously.
No, I think from the start, they're both a bit fucked up, obviously, just for this situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's obviously a bit mad. He wants someone to blame. He can't. He's not blaming himself at all. Like,
but I blame the guy who got stabbed by the flop with the CD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you'd be the one
a nice guy, especially when he picks him on the police station, because he looked so different.
Yeah.
He looked.
The thing is, what a nice guy, but what also the gossip. Like, he's the person that. Like, he's the one that put the name to the crime. Yeah. He's the one that did everything. Like, you know, if you get got for being...
Well, he did get got.
If you're a murderer...
Snap CD, that's a fucking bad way to go as well.
If you're a murderer, are you the one that... If you're a murderer and you just get seen committing a murder or whatever, and then the person that goes, oh yeah, I saw that person doing this, I don't know, like, are you necessarily... Is that person the person to blame for you committing the murder? It's like, it makes no sense. And so that, from there, I'm just like... The guy, the really smart guy, lost all his shit and all his credibility and all his motives went out the window as soon as I realised that that's actually what he was after. And then from then, I was like, you're trying to fit square pegs in round holes with the ending because you're just trying to all make it feel like, yeah, that's the end, how clever's that? And I didn't think it was that clever, but I really liked the film.
Because I was going to say, with the actual film, I just think just the idea of someone getting locked away for 15 years, I think that's such... And regardless of what the reason was, you could have done it, you actually accidentally killed a member of my family, you ran them over and didn't realise, or you stole from me, or did something. That's kind of a separate thing, but I just think as a hook for a movie, I fucking love...
That's the thing, and the hook's so good, and it felt like, right at the end, they just let the hook down because they just went, because of this. And it's like, and everyone's like, really? And that's what I was like. I was like, really? That's that? Like, you've done that because of, like...
I don't know.
If he got revenge, if they found out that every single person... So that guy had gone around for years and years and years, and they found out, like, 5 years before he got locked up, that guy had gone around and killed every single person. That going all the way back to Odessu. And they went, Odessu was the one that saw you. And then he went, oh... And then he remembered, and he sort of like...
it's kind of like, who told you? Who told you?
Yeah, who told you? Who did you? Kill you? Who told you? Kill you?
Where's Francis?
Find out. Yeah, that's it. I really felt like the woman at the end was just going to go, so what you want me to do is... So your daughter's over there. Okay, fine. So what you'd like me to do is, you want me to erase the memory of you guys banging? And
I don't know if necessarily... I think the end is a bit... Okay.
No. So that's basically what I thought would be the case. So I thought the woman would not. No, I didn't think this. I thought I sort of knew that he was going to go. Let's forget that the penthouse.
Well, you could pretty much say forget everything.
No, you just say forget the thing because you've got your daughter and you love her.
No. But I mean, like, as in, but him and her been through loads of shit. I suppose the shit they went to push them together.
But it wasn't like, okay, one time I tried to rape you, but I didn't realise you were my daughter.
Also, she got like,
and it's not the worst thing.
She got like strung up by those blokes.
But still, that's you'd actually
all had like broken arms.
Yeah, no, I love that. Yeah,
I fucking love that.
But you treat her like that if she was your daughter anyway. You go, I'm going to cut off your hand for touching my daughter's boob. And then as soon as he found out that it was his daughter, when he got on the phone to her and he had a tongue, you noticed a huge tonal shift in what he was saying.
Yeah. He turned to a father straight away.
He turned to a father.
Yeah.
So you could just go, I'm going to forget that night we had in the hotel room. And then so she goes, ding, 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 rings the bell. He forgets that night, rings the bell, and then he passed out in the snow. She comes over to him and is like, where have you been? He gets, and then the woman comes up and goes, hey, I'm going to make you forget that thing as well. This guy's just told me to make you forget something. You're going to trust me. You're very, very susceptible to hypnosis as well, because I've been hypnotising you for years.
Yeah, it's like 15 years.
Yeah, and so it's like, I'm going to ring the bell, blah, 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 you're doing this. And so she basically just goes, right, okay, I've forgotten that as well. So now they've just got a nice father and daughter relationship, but it's like he'd chosen the wife instead of the daughter. Thing. Obviously, it would be harder to do.
A bit of the ending to me always feels like the hypnotist woman isn't really there. It's a bit because especially when he's just in the snow and she finds him and there's no one else there. It's all a bit like, is this really happening? Is this him in his mind going, I'm going to try and erase this?
But what was his life? What was I don't know the time period because he'd gone grey and stuff like that. But like, had he left her in the place and just gone, she needs to find a way back over here.
Where were they?
The whole thing, did he just send her a message and just go, "Be here on this date, I'll be there"? And then then she just goes and finds him and goes, "Oh my god, what have you been doing here? You're freezing cold, blah blah blah." Or she just been waiting in the car and he's just like, "I need to go for a minute."
I feel like he's just gone for a wander in the woods and sat down and just tried.
But like, how she found him, it felt like
but literally
months and months and months had passed. So what had he just been like?
I felt like
she'd been like, "I love you," and he's just been there like, "We need to just have a bit of a break."
So.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, it was weird. I thought the end, if the hypnotist was there, she was making him forget the monster part of himself. So I don't think she wasn't like wiping his memory. She was more.
No, but I think that monster knows what happened in.
Yeah.
Knows what happened in the thingy.
But he's going to meet the girl again.
Yeah.
So let's say he's forgot they were banging.
So that's definitely not the case because she'd have to have hypnotised her as well.
So she knows they're banging. So he's either. So what's he?
So he's forgotten. So he's basically forgotten what was in the box. That's all he's forgotten.
So he's going to end up staying with her and banging her.
Yeah, he stays with her, but then also he doesn't know why he's been locked up for 15 years.
Or does he even remember that he was ever locked up?
Well, or has she just made him into a complete, she basically lobotomized him then, if that's
he looked a bit lobotomized at the end when he's just sort of smiling.
But I think it's just because he couldn't really articulate what he was thinking, because obviously he didn't have a time.
It's a weird one, especially the ending, I thought, because I kind of forgot that bit where you're walking back through the penthouse, you're looking out the window with his reflection.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird one because that's the thing. Maybe because you can either go, okay, I'm going to make her forget that we banged, but like you're going to stay together and either one of you's going to know.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if she goes, well, why would we stop having sex? And you can't go, oh, actually, because I'm your dad.
Yeah.
Like it's.
But the thing is that one of you, it's either both all or nothing, and now it's obviously.
You just have to ghost him.
No, it's either all. No, I'm saying it's either like you know or you completely don't know. If you know what I mean, like you either know it's your daughter, you either know it's your daughter and forget about the banging, and you do the same with her, or like you know what I mean?
Because he wants to know. I suppose he.
Because the thing is, he needs to know it's his daughter. Like, that's the thing. Like, what's he going to do after? Is he going to go? All right, okay, well, let me go and write to this woman in Sweden. And it's like, hey, I hear you've been messaging me. Why is she not replying? I hear you've been trying to find me. I didn't kill your mum. I'm here. There's so many things. Also, why has the girl just not mentioned anything about her life? Who's been raising her? But you know what I mean? Like surely she would have gone.
He's very self-motivated.
Yeah, and obviously the guy's been raising it, but I don't know. It's very, very strange.
Well, I'm assuming she was just adopted, and that guy's been just paying for her living. Well, no, she's got a job and stuff.
He's been putting the things in there. He's been raising her, but he had a huge connection to her.
Yeah, cool. They said they chat. I don't think she'd ever met him, but they chat online.
No, but he was stroking her, and so. But I feel like he's been in loads of times. That's the thing. I feel like she's been hypnotised quite a few times. He's sort of come in and been a bit creepy.
Because especially, I actually really like the ant scenes. I forgot about the ant scenes.
Yeah,
but all three of them are just incredibly lonely. Like the millionaire guy, especially when he's lying in bed with them with the gas mask on and he's stroking her. And he's just lonely. He's a lonely guy with. I think his dad obviously had some big company because they mention it.
And obviously he just inherited, so it was just down to the door. Yeah,
he just did whatever he wanted. But the one thing I really fucking love is the music.
Yeah, the music's really good.
Really good tracks. Well, mainly the one that comes on during the ants. It's kind of like Mido's theme, I think. And also just the hallway scene. I think Odessu's theme.
Really good.
So good.
Very John Wicky, like sort of very driving, sort of.
Yeah. There's a few bits where the CGI doesn't quite. There's some CGI kind of shots. It's not so much CGI effects, but more like
it was like very.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, and it was very basic, and it wasn't like they were trying to go, hey, look how fantastic we are with these CGI. It was like we're trying to illustrate a point to you.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad. I didn't think. Aside from the ant scene, it was the only thing.
Yeah, the ants were a bit dark, and there's a bit because the knife in the back is CGI throughout.
Oh, what?
So when you get stabbed in the back in the hallway scene, that's
I thought they literally just put a prop in there. And
you think he just Velcro it to his back?
No, something like that.
But there was a bit on the DVD. It kind of like almost like a face. It's like minor things. There's a couple of bits.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, and the guy's scars when he shows he goes like.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing where he's got a pacemaker that you would switch off.
It was bullshit.
It was bullshit.
But the guy,
you might have had a pacemaker,
but like it wasn't.
But that bit was like a completely different skin tone and everything. And then later on, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have.
There was just a lot of like that guy just literally winging it.
Yeah, it was one of those like it's like the Joker's plan where it's like this has all been planned out meticulously. But you had to have this to happen.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what the guy was going to do all the time.
Yeah, I guess. I'm going to give it a 7.5. I didn't like the film. I'm not going to ever watch it again. And
it's one of those ones.
You've watched it.
It's one of those ones I can completely get why you go, okay, I've watched it, I've enjoyed it, but I never need to see that again. Like I totally get that. But also a lot of it's, I don't know, it's a bit Sixth Sensey because the second time is better once you know. because there's little bits where you kind of pick up on.
Okay,
Apart from that,
I like 7 as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm going to compare it to 7. To me, it's 7 crossed with Drive, with a bit of like
the hammers.
The hammers, a lot of hammers. But it didn't have the thing at the end where I was like, fuck, that guy's smart, and fuck that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's done that because of this, and you've all fallen for his plan, and everyone has fallen for his plan. But everyone's fallen for his plan that really makes no sense. I get most bad people's motivation, but this guy's motivation I didn't get.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm going to give it 7.5. Actually, I'm lowering it 7.
7.
I do apologise. I know
you
do enjoy
all these reviews about what
I don't like films.
We can't just keep watching.
No.
Love,
but I don't like coming away from a film and feeling like
you bit
I'm shocked. I don't like it.
Satisfied
I wasn't satisfied by the last reason.
Yeah.
The whole fucking bit beforehand, the first 2 acts were fantastic. Really, really, really great.
I would see. I fucking love this movie. I'm going to give it an 8.5, and I'll quite happily give it that. Now, just in terms of this movie, there's a fucking amazing review you need to watch by YMS. Your Movie Sucks. I fucking love.
I probably will be watching this afterwards. I do want to see how.
So there's a remake of this by Spike Lee. It's awful. I watched it purely just to compare. It's got Josh Brolin. The basic plot is there, but things like a big part of the film we didn't mention is the teeth being pulled out by the hand.
Oh yeah,
he has that on his teeth and clicks them out. It's fucking terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
You can't watch it. So in the remake,
I think it was quite funny when they did it the first time. And
he pretends
it's not even done, and it was just like, oh right, okay.
But in the remake, it's got Samuel L. Jackson as Mr. Park. He is tied to a table, and the guy takes 15 very small chunks of flesh out of his neck. That's it. And he's like, ow, that really hurts. And it's like, it's so watered down.
Yeah. And
the other part is, there's loads. Watch YMS, I'll put a link.
But who's he fucking in the end?
His daughter, but it's Mary Elizabeth.
Olsen.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. So final score
for Oldboy original.
Oldboy original is 7.75. I'm the one who knocked it. Okay.
Right, the hammer.
No.